जापान भारत मोबिलिटी शिखर सम्मेलन 2026 में नीति आयोग के सदस्य वीके सारस्वत ने कहा, जैसा कि मैंने अपने भाषण में उल्लेख किया, भारत की यात्रा विशेष रूप से मोबिलिटी क्षेत्र में जापान के साथ सहयोग से पूरी तरह बदल गई है। इसीलिए कार्बन तटस्थता के लिए हमें एक प्रगतिशील दृष्टिकोण अपनाना होगा, ताकि हम मौजूदा प्रणालियों का उपयोग कर सके, क्योंकि हम रातों रात सब कुछ ई मोबिलिटी में नहीं बदल सकते।
India's journey, particularly in the mobility sector, as I mentioned in my speech, has been transformed by collaboration with Japan. Right from 1980s when Suzuki brought in the technology and we had the Marutis, to that what India is number 3 in the automobile sector in the world today. So if you see that kind of a growth, it is through this collaboration. Japanese industries are participating. Now, to answer your question with respect to carbon neutrality, the multi-fuel, multi-path pathway which has been identified by all, including Japan and India, is the most important part. So for carbon neutrality, we have to have a progressive approach so that you can use the legacy systems, because you can't overnight change everything to e-mobility. You can also use multi-fuel systems which can reduce the carbon emissions, like ethanol blending, what we are doing today, or use of CNG, what you are doing today. Or you can go for sustainable solutions where net carbon zero will be there if you use biofuels. If you use biofuels, will be all net carbon zero because it follows the cycle of nature. In terms of multiple pathways, it is important that we play equally for all of them. Legacy systems using blended fuels, flex fuels, hybrid vehicles which are already coming and which should go across in all segments, and then the e-mobility. This should happen. The alternate fuel which will give you the net carbon zero is hydrogen, provided hydrogen is produced from the biosources. Hydrogen produced from the grid is not green hydrogen because our grid is not completely decarbonized. So using hydrogen as a fuel for IC engines mode as well as in the fuel cell mode is the future. And we should be all working in that direction. Niti Aayog has already said hydrogen mission is working in that direction. So e-mobility, hydrogen mission and multi-fuel pathway will take us to the net carbon zero by 2070 as we have identified. But it has to be done in all sectors. It's not just mobility, industrial sectors. That's why we are talking of carbon capture utilization. What the present government has announced in the budget. Similarly, we are talking of missions like bringing critical raw materials for e-mobility. Because suppose all batteries in the world use battery, all automobile. The critical raw materials which are required for manufacturing batteries will run out. So we have to play the role, bring in technologies with less critical materials and so on. So huge R&D is needed for meeting the net carbon neutrality using the battery mode.